if I'd just been found guilty of covering up a hush money payment to a porn star, I wouldn't be in a rush to get home to my wife either, right?
Donald Trump has made history once again. No, not for his questionable hairstyle choices or his Twitter tantrums. This time, it's for being the first US president to be convicted of a crime. But here we are, folks. The former president of the United States has been convicted, and the fallout is just beginning. This isn't just a bombshell, it's a political earthquake that's going to shake Washington to its core. The question on everyone's mind now is, what happens next? Will Trump's loyal base stick by his side, or will they finally see him for the fraud he truly is? One thing's for sure, the late night hosts are going to have a field day with this one. It looked like Trump was trying to whip up a pretty pathetic pity party in the aftermath of his guilty verdict. Kimmel didn't miss a beat, diving right into the absurdity of Trump's first post-verdict interview. Trump sat for a chat with the gang at Fox and Friends, who provided 6 very warm, friendly shoulders for him to cry on, Kimmel quipped, painting a picture of a desperate ex-president seeking solace in the arms of his favorite network.
Trump sat for a chat with the gang at Fox and Friends, who provided 6 very warm and friendly shoulders for him to cry on.
They put this stuff in to create havoc. These are bad people. I know everything they're doing. I know every move they make. I get it. I have a wonderful wife who has to listen to this stuff all the time. They do that for this reason. They do that, all these salacious names that they put in.
But the real comedy gold came when Kimmel started riffing on Trump's bizarre explanations and denials. It's moments like these where Kimmel's satirical skills shine, exposing the absurdity behind Trump's words.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
If you were president, would you declassify, you can answer yes or no to these.
Yeah.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah.
I mean, not all of them.
And let's not forget Trump's classic climate change confusion. Kimmel had a field day with this one. With your gelatinous belly bobbing up out of the water, does your belly island get bigger or does it get smaller? Smaller is the answer. Through humor, Kimmel manages to both mock Trump's ignorance and make a serious point about the reality of climate change. But perhaps the most satisfying bits were when Kimmel called out Trump's blatant contradictions and denials, like when Trump claimed he never said certain things and Kimmel fired back with a spot-on impression. It's this kind of razor-sharp satire that makes Kimmel's commentary so humorful for his audience. But Trump wasn't the only target on Kimmel's radar that night. Marjorie Taylor Greene also found herself in the crosshairs of Kimmel's comedic commentary.
Is it right for scientists and doctors getting paid by the American people, government taxpayer paychecks, to get patents?
He's guilty of mass murder. I mean, Fauci he's an absolute monster. He should have his medical license revoked, and he should be charged and tried for crimes against humanity.
But it wasn't just Trump in the comedic crosshairs on this night. Kimmel also had a field day with Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's bizarre exchange with Dr. Anthony Fauci. The Klan mom, as Kimmel dubbed her, grilled Fauci about the supposed impropriety of scientists and doctors making public health guidelines. She implied it was all a form of abuse against Americans. Kimmel couldn't resist poking fun at her Mr. Fauci address, quipping, "She's just so sweet." The late night host had a laugh riot with the prop Green used in her questionable presentation. The Cracker Barrel menu, Kimmel sarcastically called it, underscoring the ridiculousness of the whole spectacle. But Green wasn't done when the hearing ended. She continued her tirade in the hallway, hurling accusations of mass murder at Fauci, branding him an absolute monster who should be stripped of his medical license and charged with crimes against humanity. The comedian empathized with poor Dr. Fauci for enduring Green's unhinged nonsense. Kimmel got an extra kick out of Fauci's attempt to shoot down conspiracy theories by channeling Matt Damon movies. It was vintage Kimmel, using humor as a scalpel to dissect the absurdities of our political circus. But Green wasn't the only clown Kimmel had in his sights on this memorable night. What unforgettable zingers did he unleash on the main attraction, Donald Trump himself? The jokes that had the audience howling and social media buzzing? Jimmy Kimmel absolutely skewered Trump with some of his most biting and hilarious jokes yet in the wake of the guilty verdict. One of the standout zingers was when Kimmel quipped about Trump crossing state lines while he still can.
Trump spent most of the weekend at his golf club in New Jersey, then went to a UFC fight before finally heading back home to Florida. It's good to see him out crossing state lines while he still can. His future cellmate, Hunter Biden's Donald Janice Trump, made his first outing after his guilty verdict.
Suggesting the former prez might end up behind bars soon. Ouch. And let's not forget Kimmel's savage burn about Melania Trump probably poring over her prenup on repeat these days. Talk about adding insult to injury. But Kimmel wasn't done roasting the Donald just yet. He went after Trump's ridiculous claims about declassifying files.
I forget the fact that he had 4 years to do this first time around. I forget the fact that he brought half the files back to his house. Trump also weighed in on which classified files he would declassify were he to become president again,
painting a picture of a selective memory that conveniently leaves out the Epstein files.
When they say that the seas will rise over the next 400 years, 1/8 of an inch, which means basically you have a little more beachfront property, okay?
Wonder why? Kimmel's analogy, comparing rising sea levels to Trump's gelatinous belly in the bathtub, was both gross and brilliant. A true masterclass in comedic imagery. Of course, Kimmel couldn't resist taking a few jabs at Trump's die-hard supporters, too.
Trump's hardcore fans may be a lot of things. Bright is not one of them.
Covered in Donald Trump campaign posters, was totaled when it crashed into a utility pole on Staten Island on Sunday afternoon.
The story about the Trump-plastered RV crashing into a pole was comedy gold, with Kimmel's punchline that bright isn't a word you'd use to describe them. Harsh, but fair? But perhaps the most devastating moment came when Kimmel played clips of Trump blatantly lying about never saying "lock her up" about Hillary Clinton. The receipts don't lie, Donnie. Kimmel's incredulous reaction said it all. Thank God this guy isn't in charge anymore. Kimmel's social media digs at Trump and his family were just icing on the comedy cake. From pointing out that Trump follows everyone except Don Jr.
Today, Trump said it is an honor to be on TikTok, which you think he knows anyone with a phone can be on TikTok? It's not an honor? Probably not. Trump follows every member of his family: Ivanka, Jared, Lara, Kimberly Guilfoyle, Eric Trump, Tiffany Trump, Melania Trump, except Don Jr. By the way, we took a look at Trump's TikTok. He is currently following no one, not even his own son who is following him. He's not following his son back.
Awkward. To mocking their cringeworthy TikTok interactions, Kimmel proved once again that he's the master of mining humor from the absurdity of Trump world. So what made these jokes land so hard? It's Kimmel's signature blend of wit, sarcasm, and fearlessness in calling out Trump's lies and hypocrisy. He has a knack for finding the funniest angles on even the most infuriating Trump antics, delivering punchlines that both entertain and speak truth to power. So what does this guilty verdict mean for Donald going forward? Well, according to Kimmel, it could be the start of some serious trouble. He thinks Trump's hardcore fans might just lose their minds if their dear leader ends up behind bars. I mean, can you imagine a bunch of MAGA, hat-wearing, conspiracy theory spouting, Trump-worshipping fanatics going absolutely bonkers? It's like a comedy sketch writes itself. But here's the thing. Kimmel doesn't think Trump is going to let a little thing like a guilty verdict slow him down. Oh no, he's still going to be out there, running his mouth, stirring up trouble, and probably even running for president again. It's like the man is immune to consequences. He could get caught red-handed